Alright, since the last video, got the transformers bolted down, all of the turret boards mounted, installed a bunch of these little terminal strips, like this one right here. We'll get a closer look later. As well as all the pots and most of the jacks. So I still have a few parts coming on the way. But in this video, I was gonna go ahead and hook up the output transformer. There's some basic things we kind of have to do on any amp, and that's going to be hook up the power transformer, the output transformer, what else, and wire the heaters, or the filaments as some people call them. It's a 6.3 volt AC line that runs to all the tubes, because tubes need a couple things to function. Of course, they need a DC voltage to run the audio portion of the circuit, but they also need an AC voltage that runs to the heaters. It's literally like a light bulb, and it puts off some heat, because tubes are, what's the word for it, thermionic devices. Anyway, they gotta be warm to work, so that is the point of that. So basically, to start off this amp build, this will be the first wires I actually connected so far, and this is video 5. So the primary side of the output transformer, which is these 3 wires right here, connects to the 2 sets of output tubes, because we're using 4 EL34s, and this red wire connects to the power supply to about 500 volts DC. And the point of that, these output transformers are really cool. Basically 2 things are happening. One is that we're providing the tubes with their DC voltage from the power supply via the center tap of the output transformer on the primary side. So the cool deal is, a bit of an analogy, the primary side of this output transformer, with the way they hook up the center tap to a voltage that then runs through the 2 halves of the output transformer and then feeds the voltage at the plates of the output tubes. Each half of that transformer is kind of acting like an inductor. That's my analogy for it. It's going to filter out a little bit of noise from the power supply also, is the point of what I'm trying to say. Then these other 2 wires, I'm going to check my schematic again from the manufacturer to make sure, are the outsides of the output transformer primary that hook to the plates of the power tubes. And then basically what happens is it transfers the audio signal over to the secondary side of the output transformer, which then hooks to our speakers. So let's finish up the talk a little bit, or real quick, and then I'll actually wire, because I don't want to make any mistakes. So the point of an output transformer is that the power tubes want to see a certain impedance load. And for 4 EL34s, without going into too much detail, that's about 2.2K. So speakers come in much smaller impedances than that. That's just the way it is, right? So because of the way speakers are manufactured and just what we can use, like what we can get from them, we use transformers to help the impedance matching between the tubes and our speakers. So the job of the output transformer is basically that it's the missing link so that we can provide a 2.2 kilo ohm load to the 4 EL34s while simultaneously like transferring that down to a speaker cab that's 8 or 16 ohms. The way it's really working is it's more looking from the speaker side of things. If we put an 8 ohm speaker cab on the secondary side of the output transformer, it like reflects over, like transfers over to be a 2.2 kilo ohm load, providing we use the right taps on the output transformer. So basically they have these set up to where we can hook up an 8 ohm cab to 1 or 4 or 16, and that transfers the load on the primary side over to the proper 2.2K. So that's why it's important when we hook up our speaker cabs to the back of the amps to be mindful that we're using the right taps. So that's why you don't want to plug an 8 ohm into a 16 ohm and a 16 ohm into an 8, for example, because it messes that ratio up. So I'm going to move the camera again. So let's just check out some of the wiring that I'm about to do on this output transformer. Alright, that's going to wrap up this video. So let's check out where we're at. So got the output transformer all wired up. The red, blue, and brown wire here is the primary side that's hooked up to the tubes. One side connects to one half of the tubes and the other to the other. Yep, that looks good. This is the secondary side of the output transformer, which is where the speakers hook up. So those are the speaker jacks. Those are hooked up, zip tied up. There's one wire that I didn't use for a 4 ohm cab, so I cut the end off of it, shrink wrapped the end of it, then bundled it up there. So output transformer is connected to the tubes. I think next video, I don't know, we'll either work on the power supply or wire the heaters. So either way, we're just going to keep working as far as we can without really needing a specific schematic, and then we'll talk about that. So I appreciate you watching. Hopefully this has been fun. Thanks again everybody for checking out this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button or just share it with a friend. If you want to keep up with me on a daily, check out the Instagram page at Fuzzlord Effects, and if you want to know more about the Fuzzlord Effects pedal line, head on over to fuzzlordeffects.com. If you want to hear some more demos or check out some more videos, there's a whole bunch on this channel. Also, a big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters whose names we're running on the screen right now. I appreciate each and every one of you, and you all are a big help to running this YouTube channel. Also, a big shout out to our producer level supporters, Eric, Rustin Rosenberg, and our newest person, Rick Calloway. So, I appreciate all of you. You're a big help to the channel. Also, a big thanks to everyone that's grabbing t-shirts and other merch from below this video. So until next week, I look forward to talking to all of you in the comments. So why don't you let me know where you're watching from, what you thought of this style of video, and I want to know especially if this was your pedal board and you were putting it together, what pedals would you put on this board? Drop us a comment below, and until next week's video, I look forward to talking to everyone in the comments. Have a good week, everyone.